Alright, so I just dropped 25 fucking dollars on Bertom Denoiser Pro, and the goal is to determine if it's worth the money. So as you can hear, there's no background noise removal at all, and a little noisy. Now what I'd usually do in this situation is I would have these, this Pro C go on here, I'd have one down here, you know, as sort of a pre-background noise removal kind of thing. I'm not going to do any of that. We're just going to use Bertom on its own. So using regular denoisers, it sounds like this. And now if we switch to Bertom Pro, and then we dial in the thresholds of these, say, crank them all the way. Yeah, so we can crank them all the way. And then it starts to get kind of bad. So I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to start with everything at the bottom. Hit those a little harder. Hit the high frequencies a bit. Maybe come back a little bit. Those are a little, but you know what? I'm not sure. Maybe if you try slow. Slow, this is fast. This is slow. Slow seems to have a little bit better response, but worse release. I mean, it's not terrible. I feel like, I think one thing they're really missing with this is in the regular Bertom denoiser, there's the HF bias. That seems to work a little better for the high frequencies. So perhaps we avoid the high frequencies with that. We use a regular Bertom for the highs. You know what? Even that's not really that good, but it doesn't take much. I think the bias of that could be a little better. Interesting. And then we can just avoid the auto thing entirely, and we have much more control over it. So we can see actually the noise floor here. And now we've kind of risen above the noise floor a bit. It's not too bad now. You can see that it's not testing. Yeah, I can see a little bit of give here. I can't imagine that's a big, you know, I could probably lower it a bit, but comparing that to what I usually would have done, sounds like this. This is with the pre-noise reduction and the two Bertoms. I'll throw a gate in there as well. I have to do all that work. Or I can just toss this on. Mix that with a gate. It's pretty solid. Honestly, I could even mix that with my usual like pre-EQ thing. That's pretty good. And I feel like I might be losing a little low end, so I might avoid that. I almost want to say Bertom Denoiser Pro may actually be worth... That's pretty strong, dude. Kick it back on. It's not terrible. It seems to have some sort of learning thing going on. It's really that one right there. It's really hitting it. It's just not a heavy frequency. So what I'm worried about though is if I get far away from it, and then I think there's a difference in quality there for sure. With that said though, I have a supercardioid dynamic, so I think that's just always going to be like that. My usual active noise cancellation mixed with Denoiser Pro, set very lightly with a super, like the gate's just to cut out any of the slightest of white noise that isn't even there. And with that, I think this is really solid. I can get kind of far back and there's not really any lot, like it, you know, it doesn't kick out. It stays like solid, and it seems to be topping out where I want it to be, especially because I have the thresholds of these set to 0. I think this is pretty solid. For noise, you know what? Hey, Denoiser Pro ain't even that bad. I ain't gonna cap. Yeah, I'm gonna be giving this away on my Discord though. So if you're a patron or a Discord server member, then you'll have access to Denoiser Pro.